And let's talk about the two-tone convertible there. It's another thing you don't see nowadays is back in the old days, you could order a car and say, I wanted this color or that color, or I wanted both. And you could actually get a two-tone car. And that's something that kind of fell out of style. But some cars like this one right here, that's a beautiful look.
1956 Oldsmobile offered these cars in two-tone. I believe the color presented in front of us now is a stock two-tone color representation. They did a turquoise. They did, in fact, there was one, and I used to own one that was all black. And that car is stunning in all of those liveries.
And there goes a red Prowler that just passed through the frame. Again, a car that at the time, they showed that at the International Auto Show in Detroit. People said, that's a cool-looking car. But unfortunately, when they sold them to the public, I think they put the wrong engine transmission combo in them. They weren't terribly high performance. I don't think they sold as well as they expected. But, of course, nowadays, highly collectible because, again, they didn't sell as many as they thought they would, and you got the scarcity thing again.
You do. And you think about that. When they built Prowler, that was an outrageous automobile for the time. In fact, many of us were rather stunned that Chrysler even attempted to build something that was as visually outlandish as it was. And it sold very well at the time. They were bringing a premium over sticker. They sold everyone that came into the stores. And to this day, they're considered quite collectible. And I've seen a few out on Woodward this afternoon.
And you mentioned the word outlandish in relationship with Mopar. Chrysler has had this one corporate defining characteristic, and they don't mind putting out an outlandish car. So they've had cars with funky colors. They've had cars in limited runs. They don't care. If it sells, they sell it. And sometimes I get the impression that they sell them just because they know that people start talking about them. And even if someone comes to the car dealership to look at it but doesn't buy it, at least you got them in there to look at it, and you might sell them something else.
Well, and in that same vein, AMC was known very much for the same thing. They had the Rebel. They had the Mean Machine. There were a variety of cars that were visually impactful and very much outlandish and wild colors. Obviously, they didn't fare quite as well, but they were still trying to capitalize on that same bit of visual impact.
And again, here we've got a nice wide array of cars. I saw Carmen Ghia go by not so long ago. Again, you'd see a lot of those back in the day, but nowadays on the road, the Carmen Ghias, don't see that many of them around.
Yes.
So the variety we're seeing, again, there goes the Can-Am.
Can-Am. that was a wild Pontiac.
Yes. So let's go back to Adam Lucasell, who's down at Pasteiner's, 14-mile road. He's on Woodward Avenue, just north of 14, and a very, very nice Barracuda just passed you by, my friend.
Billboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Billboard, Hemi card says there. It's got Minnesota plates, so people from all over the country are coming in today. I wanted to remark that when I was cruising through Troy yesterday, a lot of the hotels, that's where a lot of the guys who trailer their cars in from all over the country stop. I was seeing license plates as far as California, so people are cruising on in across the country to enjoy this day here.
I came down Woodward Avenue yesterday morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I passed by that really nice hotel just south, I think, of Long Lake Road, and saw a whole row of cars in the parking lot, many of them with car covers on that were clearly from the 30s and 40s. And I swear to God, it looked like somebody had just taken a snapshot of a museum and stuck it in this parking lot. And I knew they'd all come into town just for the Dream Cruise.
Oh, absolutely. And to that point, yesterday at the M1 Concours, they had the Dream Show, which one of the highlights was the 90th anniversary of the 32 Ford. And some of the 32 Fords there these are historical 32s that have been on the show scene for decades. And in order to get all these cars here from all over the world, it was just amazing to see them all in one. Some of them were inside, some of them were outside, but just in one gathering. It's just incredible. And you can only see it here in Detroit at the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And you've got a great seat right there at 14 in Woodward. And we joke about this. The epicenter of the Dream Cruise and the cruising era back in the days is kind of like Royal Oak, Birmingham right there. You got 4 lanes, both directions. You got a lot of place for people to stand around and watch, places to park cars. One year I literally parked my car. I walked 1 mile, crossed over, walked a mile back. And I thought to myself, I've seen it all. And I realized I've only seen a little tiny sliver of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, one year I thought I was going to get a little crazy and try to see as much as the show as I could on foot. You know, I was mistaken. I went back to my car and hopped in it and just cruised.
Yeah, Adam, behind you, you've got a couple of Steve Pasteiner's show cars, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Right here. I was just talking to Steve about these two. Forgive me, I forget some of the important details, but I was going to grab him again to kind of walk us through these vehicles here. I know the Jeep in front of us is a SEMA build, and then the is some type of wild prototype. It's very interesting. So I know I'll grab Steve here in a second, and we'll get to chat with these cars, but we'll walk around them a little bit. Just incredible. I don't even know where to start here on some of these cars, but the one back here is based on a C5 Corvette. You know, to kind of look like emulate a 53. And I was talking with Steve a little bit earlier about this car, and they built them for Magna Steyr to emulate this early 53 Corvette look.
Now, if we take that Corvette at the end, now that would be considered a shooting brake.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. We have the nice long rear window there, almost like a station wagon would have.
Yeah, awesome variety of vehicles, and you know, another testament to the creativity and styling talents of Steve Pasteiner. I know that he has built his whole career about the style and design of these vehicles, and has done an amazing job.
Absolutely, and while we're on the subject of styling and design, I just saw Kip Wasenko. He's a very historic GM designer. I'm going to see if I can grab him here in a little bit for an interview, and see if we can get his take on the Woodward Dream Cruise this year, and see if there's any vehicles that he's penned that are out here that he's enjoying seeing.
Okay, well, Adam will be checking back into you shortly, and of course, it wouldn't be a cool car show if there weren't cars that we walked around and go, "What is this? I've never seen this before." And you got to realize that's the extent of it out here.
Yeah, without a doubt, Steve.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break here. This is My Michigan Television. I'm Steve Leitch with Mark Lieberman. We're at the Woodward Dream Cruise, the PMD Automotive Garage, and we'll be right back after this on My Michigan Television.